We're interviewing now. And we can go back until they change it. I know. I'm just going to use my phone. I'm just going to put it right here. So, hey, Greg. Have you made any marijuana-related arrests or DUIs or
not for DUIs. Now, marijuana arrest a lot because I was a drug cop for 5.5 years. Yeah, you don't remember. Well, did I? No, I was always in detectives, so you didn't remember. You've never seen me with long hair and a beard.
I haven't.
Yeah. So I had that when in between 89 and 95.
And you actually made arrests or like?
Oh,
because of...
yeah. We or our unit put people, believe it or not, for growing marijuana, and this is large amounts of marijuana.
Right.
We targeted people that were making millions of dollars in marijuana. We put them in federal prison where they went away for,
years?
On the average 7 to 10 years in federal prison.
Wow.
So the difference between that era and now is 180 degrees apart. I mean, one's over here and one's over here. Marijuana, the attitude towards marijuana has changed in society.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Okay. Now, with that message, we took, and I took one of the largest seizures in the state of Oregon in marijuana away from a guy by the name of, you can't use these names, okay?
No,
I won't even mention the name. He's a local.
Yeah, you don't have to.
He's a local businessman here, still in Clackamas County.
No way.
And we put him in prison for 7 years, and that was a sweetheart deal. We could have done him for probably 20 to 25 years.
Okay.
He owned over 35 parcels of high dollar real estate, riverfront property, down from the coast down to California, down to in Washington and Oregon, and we took everything away from him that we could find that was his.
That's insane.
And all of his houses, all of his property, all of his cars, all of his planes.
Planes?
He had planes, and
That's
so
insane.
you don't see that today. Now with this change, with the change in the law,
right? It's legal now.
It's legal now. However, the black market is flourishing because the state charges 17-18%. For me to go to a OLCC store and buy an eighth of weed, they're going to charge me 17% in tax. Okay?
So people are still using.
So if I know that Joe Shit the Ragman down the street is selling marijuana, I'm going to go down to Joe Shit the Ragman and buy the dope,
right?
Because I'm going to save 17 or 20% because he's going to undercut the state. So the black market is flourishing. Now, with that said, you're going to see in the next probably 5 years, you're going to see a huge number of cases come to bear because the black market is, nobody's paying any taxes on that money. These people are making millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. A lot of them are Asian, okay? I'm not trying to be racial here, but a lot of these places are, a lot of these people are Asian, and a lot of them, believe it or not, the cartel is growing marijuana in the United States right now, and they're making millions of dollars on it, the Mexican cartel. So you're going to see a lot of enforcement. You're not going to see any enforcement on legal marijuana grows. If I want to grow marijuana, I voted for the law. I voted for it. Okay. I don't think sitting down in your own house
growing marijuana
and smoking a joint is any different than me having a drink or two in my own house either.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, with that said, what I don't like about the law is it is destroying, contrary to popular belief, it is destroying a lot of families because a lot of kids are getting into the edibles and the candies, and
it's easier to get now.
You talk to Chelsea, my daughter, who's a nurse, and they see a lot of children come in the ER room
actually
overdosing on marijuana, and it depresses your system to where they have problems breathing and so on and so forth. You're seeing some of that. Now, with that, you're seeing new laws that we're prosecuting the parents now for letting it sit around so the kids can get into it.
Right.
Just like any other dope, just like anything.
Like alcohol?
Yeah, you could,
Yeah.
you could leave alcohol around and get prosecuted for your kid overdosing on binge drinking, you know. You know. So, Dewey's for dope, no, I've never made an arrest for that. I've made many alcohol Deweys. but
I'm
I've-
sure.
But I've never made a marijuana. Now, have I known that people had smoked marijuana and drank and arrested them for Dewey? Yeah, and I just mentioned in a report that they admitted that, yeah, they'd smoked some dope. But the guy blew a 1-2 or
Right.
1-8 or whatever, you know.
Right.
So,
Let's see. So like in general, do you think like like having marijuana being legalized has helped, like Oregon, or not?
it's helped the state out with a lot of proceeds.
Like
a lot of
generally, I guess in
taxes.
general, do you think the effects have been more positive, or like do you think they've been more negative?
I don't know whether, I think it's too early. I think it's
Really?
too early. I really do. I don't know whether I don't know whether you have enough studies out yet.
Yeah, well, it's
And
only been like 3
It
years.
just went in.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to wait for that, but my gut is gonna say yes down the road, because marijuana's just like tobacco and anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you put in your lungs is gonna be harmful, okay, if it's a
yeah.
foreign substance.
Right.
So you can't convince, I don't think it's gonna pass the litmus test of, smoking marijuana is not harmful, because it is harmful to your lungs. It's like anything else, smoking a pipe, smoking, tobacco, smoking a cigar, it's bad for your lungs. You know, you're inhaling a foreign substance. So I think you're gonna see cancer rates
Oh, yeah.
probably start to go back up, lung cancer rates, and they've been on a total dive because of, you know, it's not cool to smoke
Cigarettes,
smoke cigarettes,
exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and that's been on a dive. But I think you're gonna see the cancer rate. So medically, car accidents, medically, I think you're gonna see things go up until it's not so new. You know, I think a lot of people go and buy an eighth of weed or buy a gram of weed or whatever, just on a whim, to have it on a Saturday night. They do it a couple, 3 times, and then they go, you know, that really wasn't that big a deal, and I don't really have the money for it, so I'm not going to do it. You know, I think you're going to have a lot of curiosity.
Yeah, probably.
You know, I think you're going to have a lot of curiosity with guys that are just. We joke around about it as soon as, and I won't do it, but as soon as I stop working for the sheriff's office doing background investigations, I'm going to walk into a store and I'm going to buy a gram of weed just because
Right.
I want to do it. You know? But I probably. So.
I guess one more question I could ask is this kind of like a little different from this topic, but like what we were talking about is a lot about like the war on drugs and like American prison systems and how like in other states like
It's failed.
yeah like there's way too many people in prison, and like decriminalizing marijuana, not legalizing it, but maybe decriminalizing it, like do you think that'd have positive effects in like prison systems, or putting less people in prison is a good thing?
I can tell you right now, your casual user of marijuana, unless he or she got involved in a serious traffic accident or assaulted somebody seriously, shot somebody while they're under the influence of marijuana, we weren't putting people in prison. We never have put people in prison for marijuana
Really?
possession. Okay. Now, did they go to jail for overnight or a weekend or whatever? Yeah.
Did they get misdemeanor charges?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not anymore, because you can have up to, my God, I think you can have up to 8 ounces in your house now or whatever.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
so
It's like if you get, I honestly don't know, if you get caught now with like some weed, like
if you don't have a medical marijuana card, or if it's less than an ounce, it's legal. I mean, you're not going to get caught with. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now,
if you're under the
as a-
age.
if
Well,
you're-
I know,
yeah,
yeah,
you gotta
but
be of
that's
age.
a lot
Yeah,
of
you gotta be of
loose,
age.
yeah, you got to be 21.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you.
But you can get drafted at 18 and go to war for your
True.
country.
True.
And don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, I can go buy a gun or get drafted, but I can't have a beer
but
with
you
my
can't
dad when
have
I'm
it.
18.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Fair.
Crazy. But you know, I have a lot of. We should have been focusing on methamphetamine and heroin.
Yeah.
Really ruin lives. every violent crime that I'm aware of revolved either around mostly methamphetamine and heroin. You know, I mean, heroin users go rob banks and they go rob 7-Elevens and they stick guns in their face. I mean, and so do methamphetamine users. I mean, it's a
Right.
serious issue. Okay, now, and there's a lot of emphasis on that drug right now. Back in the day, I'll say it, marijuana users, or not marijuana users, marijuana growers were easy to pick off. And there was a lot of the government, the county, cities, we were making money on it. We took everything you had.
Right.
If we could prove that you had bought your home with drug proceeds, and that was really easy to prove, or that you purchased your car or your boat or your motorcycle or whatever with drug proceeds, we took it from you. And we didn't have to we took it from you then.